Tina Watson was a girl next door, a bright smile, a contagious laugh. She lived a life full of promise, her future an unwritten novel waiting to unfold. Born and raised in the quiet town of Helena, Alabama, Tina seemed destined for a life as ordinary and heartwarming as apple pie. She excelled in school, was a cheerleader, and had a close-knit circle of friends. Then Gabe Watson entered the picture, a man who would change the course of Tina's life and ultimately end it. Gabe, too, was a seemingly regular guy. He met Tina through mutual friends, and they quickly fell into a whirlwind romance. They were married in a beautiful ceremony, surrounded by loved ones who shared in their joy, oblivious to the dark clouds gathering on the horizon. Tina and Gabe appeared to be the picture-perfect couple. They were young, attractive, and deeply in love, at least on the surface. Their relationship, however, had a darker side, one masked by their outward appearances. Friends and family noticed a shift in Tina's personality after she began dating Gabe. The once bubbly and independent woman became withdrawn and subdued, her every move seemingly dictated by her controlling husband. Gabe's possessiveness over Tina was suffocating. He demanded her constant attention, became enraged if she spoke to other men, and isolated her from her loved ones. He controlled her finances, monitored her phone calls, and dictated her every move. Tina, deeply in love and perhaps blinded by her desire for a happy marriage, excused his behavior as a sign of his love and devotion. Their honeymoon to Australia was meant to be a celebration of their love, a chance to escape the mundane and embrace adventure. Tina, though a novice diver, was excited to share this adventure with Gabe. However, beneath the surface of their seemingly idyllic honeymoon lurked a growing tension. Australia beckoned, a land of exotic beauty and adventure. Tina and Gabe embarked on their honeymoon, their excitement palpable. The flight was long, the anticipation building with each passing hour. Upon arrival, they were met with the sights and sounds of a culture vastly different from their own. The air was thick with humidity, the scent of salt water and eucalyptus filling their senses. They checked into their hotel, a luxurious resort nestled along the Queensland coast. The turquoise waters of the Coral Sea sparkled invitingly, promising respite from the heat. For a brief moment, the tension that had clouded their journey seemed to dissipate. Days were spent exploring the vibrant city, indulging in local delicacies, and soaking up the sun on pristine beaches. Tina, her initial anxieties forgotten, reveled in the beauty of their surroundings. Gabe, too, seemed relaxed, his usual controlling demeanor softened by the laid-back Australian vibe. The day of the dive arrived, a date etched in tragedy. They boarded the dive boat, a sleek vessel that promised to transport them to a world of wonder. Little did she know she was about to descend into a nightmare more terrifying than anything she could have imagined. The Great Barrier Reef shimmered beneath the surface, a kaleidoscope of color and life. Schools of fish darted through coral formations, their scales catching the sunlight. Giant clams, their shells adorned with intricate patterns, lay nestled amongst the anemones. Tina, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and exhilaration, descended into this alien world. The weightlessness was disorienting at first, but she quickly adjusted, marveling at the underwater spectacle unfolding before her eyes. Gabe, an experienced diver, stayed close by, his hand reassuringly on her arm, or so it seemed. As they ventured deeper, the sunlight filtering through the water grew dimmer. A sense of isolation enveloped Tina, amplified by the silence that surrounded her, broken only by the sound of her own breathing and the steady hiss of her regulator. It was during this descent into the depths that tragedy struck. Tina's air supply inexplicably ran low. She signaled to Gabe, her eyes wide with panic. Panic surged through Tina. Her lungs burned, desperate for air. She struggled to signal Gabe, her movements frantic, but he seemed not to notice, or perhaps chose not to. The vibrant coral reef, moments ago a source of wonder, now loomed like a menacing labyrinth, a tomb of forgotten dreams. Gabe's actions, or rather inaction, became the focus of intense scrutiny. Witnesses reported seeing him swim away from Tina as she struggled for air, a chilling detail that contradicted his initial claims of trying to help. He surfaced without her, raising the alarm only after a significant delay, a delay that proved fatal. The rescue efforts were immediate, but ultimately futile. Tina's lifeless body was recovered from the ocean floor, her once vibrant eyes now vacant, staring into the abyss. Her death was ruled an accidental drowning, a tragic end to a life brimming with promise. Friends and family refused to believe that their beloved Tina, full of life and laughter, was gone. And so began the quest for the truth, a quest that would unravel a web of lies, deceit, and a depth of depravity that no one could have imagined. The initial shock and grief over Tina's death soon gave way to a gnawing suspicion. Too many unanswered questions lingered, too many inconsistencies in Gabe's account of the events. Gabe's behavior following Tina's death raised immediate red flags. His grief seemed oddly muted, lacking the raw emotion one might expect from a newlywed mourning the loss of his wife. He was quick to deflect blame, claiming that Tina panicked and swam away from him, a claim contradicted by witnesses who reported seeing him swim away from her as she struggled. Further investigation uncovered even more damning evidence. Gabe, an experienced diver, had deactivated Tina's buoyancy compensator device, a piece of equipment crucial for controlling buoyancy underwater. The life insurance policy Gabe had taken out on Tina just days before their honeymoon, a policy that named him as the sole beneficiary, added another sinister layer to the already murky case. The payout, a significant sum, provided a potential motive for murder, transforming Gabe from a grieving widower into a prime suspect in the eyes of many. The Australian authorities, presented with a compelling case of circumstantial evidence, charged Gabe Watson with the murder of his wife. The trial, a media sensation, captivated the world, pitting the prosecution's narrative of a cold-blooded killer against the defense's portrayal of a grieving husband, wrongly accused. The prosecution presented a meticulous case, highlighting Gabe's controlling behavior, the inconsistencies in his account of the events, and the damning life insurance policy. They argued that Gabe, driven by greed and a desire to be free of his wife, had deliberately caused Tina's death, holding her underwater until her lungs filled with water. The defense countered with a narrative of tragic accident, painting Gabe as a distraught husband who had done everything in his power to save his wife. The jury delivered a verdict of manslaughter, a lesser charge that acknowledged Gabe's role in Tina's death, but stopped short of convicting him of premeditated murder. He was sentenced to 4 years in prison, a sentence that sparked outrage from those who believed that justice had not been served. Gabe Watson's release from prison after serving just 18 months did little to quell the controversy surrounding Tina's death. He returned to the United States, where he faced a new wave of scrutiny and condemnation. The state of Alabama, unsatisfied with the Australian manslaughter conviction, sought to bring their own charges against him. The Alabama trial, however, faced a significant hurdle double jeopardy. The U.S. Constitution prohibits an individual from being tried twice for the same crime. The judge ultimately ruled in favor of the defense, citing double jeopardy as a bar to further prosecution. The shadow of doubt surrounding Tina's death remained, a constant reminder of the unanswered questions that lingered like ghosts in the hearts of those who loved her. Tina Watson's memory lived on, not just in the hearts of her loved ones, but in the tireless efforts to seek justice for her untimely death. Despite the legal roadblocks, her family and friends refused to let her case fade into obscurity. They established a foundation in her name, advocating for victims' rights and raising awareness about domestic violence and diving safety. Tina's story became a cautionary tale, a stark reminder of the hidden dangers that can lurk beneath the surface of seemingly perfect relationships. It sparked conversations about the importance of recognizing red flags in relationships. the need for open communication with loved ones, and the courage to speak out against abuse. The case also highlighted the complexities of international law and the challenges of seeking justice across borders. Though the legal battles ended, the quest for answers continued. The ocean, vast and enigmatic, holds countless mysteries within its depths. It is a realm of breathtaking beauty and unforgiving power, a place where life and death coexist in a delicate balance. The case of Tina Watson, forever intertwined with the depths of the Great Barrier Reef, serves as a chilling reminder of the hidden truths that lie beneath the surface. Did Tina Watson meet her end in a tragic accident, a confluence of unfortunate circumstances that conspired to cut her life short? Or was she the victim of a sinister plot, her life extinguished by the very person who had vowed to love and protect her? The case of Tina Watson continues to fascinate and haunt, a testament to the enduring power of mystery and the human need for closure. It serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder that even in the most idyllic of settings, darkness can lurk beneath the surface, and that love, in its most twisted forms, can be a dangerous, deadly force.